Good morning, Kabroda crew. Welcome back to our live stream. Hopefully y'all are doing well. We got the music going a little bit louder today. People were saying it was a little bit quiet last time, so we bumped it up just a little bit. So let me know if it's any better today. But yeah, hopefully y'all are doing well. A little bit of pretty boring weekend really, and then we kind of broke into Monday here and crashed out. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a week this week, crashed down all the way down to that 85 level. We ran into some weekly support here at 85 too, and now we're looking at possibly dropping farther. So yeah, we'll have to jump into it today, see what we got, see what is kind of happening here. But that's kind of the basics of it. If you want a more full recap of yesterday, we do have a video releasing at 10 covering the drop, why it happened, what we were looking at, possible trades you could have jumped in, that kind of thing. So check that out if you're interested in it. It's always good to look at the past to learn stuff for the future. So that's kind of the idea there with the daily recap of yesterday. But yeah, not a whole lot going, just good time to watch Christmas movies, kind of hang out, drink some coffee, just kind of hang out with the family. But yesterday was a pretty decent day if you're watching it. So and yeah, if you're trading it, I guess. Yeah, not too much going on other than that. Will have to let me know in chat what's your favorite Christmas tradition to do. Yeah, I think mine would probably be, we always make cinnamon rolls for Christmas, so that's always a fun little thing to do. And they're good, so homemade cinnamon rolls are always really nice. So that's always a plus, when you wake up on Christmas, cook them up, and then you got a nice little treat, kind of warm, something warm to eat when it's cold outside. I don't know. Just a nice little Christmas tradition there, but you'll have to let me know what your favorite is in the chat. Alright, we'll jump into this. So good morning, Spirit Maker. Good morning, Terry. Welcome to the live stream. I believe we have a couple more people on here, about 4, so we can go ahead and jump in to setting up our battle box. If you don't know what the battle box is, our battle boxes are AI basically that we created to use as essentially an indicator for the charts, but it's kind of different because it's like a live indicator because it is AI. And so basically we, after like some training and stuff, we basically taught it how to set up certain levels and basically show us some different statistics of the market, kind of I wouldn't say predict, but it can definitely help you kind of like learn how to trade a lot better. Kidding, PJs on Christmas Eve. Nice. That's a good one, Spirit Maker. It's a good Christmas tradition there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So I'm going to head on to my Kabroda battle box here. So if you don't already have the link to this, there's a link in the description. So grab that, check it out. That'll take you right to this page just like this. You're welcome to follow along with me if you've never done this before, but basically we'll just run through the different setup basically, and then we'll kind of look at some TA and see what we're doing, what's going on with the market today. So we'll just make our daily recap. Yeah, PGAs on Christmas Eve, that's always a good one. We do that as well actually. Oh dang, made me a market recap without even me sitting at stuff. try this. What levels do I need to send you? Yeah, we always do that too. Get one Christmas present through PJs. It's fun little thing. Get a family picture with everybody in the same PJs. There we go. So we gotta get some different screenshots here, things like that. So we'll grab different screenshots of some time frames. We'll grab FRBP levels. We are gonna grab the weekly today. So if you were on last week and I said something about coming on Monday to get the weekly one, we are gonna do that today. We got the session range, so the 630 candle high and low, and then also a couple of different screenshots for some other indicators and things we use, like Bookmap or news events, or even the Fear and Greed Index we'll bring up here. We're gonna start off though opening up Google here, and we're gonna go and head onto the Fear and Greed Index. And it looks like we're actually breaking back down here on the Fear and Greed Index. Recently we were at 25, I believe, was the top. It could have been a little bit more. 29. So we had a 29 on the Fear and Greed Index, which means we were getting closer to that. Wow, excuse me. One sec, let me grab another drink of coffee. Alright. We were headed back to that neutral level, basically, is what that means. And now, though, we're actually turning around, falling back down into that extreme fear area, which is down here in the red on the chart. So, interesting little thing there. As you can see right here. We kind of broke down, came up, hit that 29, and now we're kind of returning back down into that extreme fear. But we'll just grab a screenshot of this. So I just grabbed a screenshot of this whole little section here, CMC, crypto fear and GridX, all the way down to the bottom corner of this chart. I'll show you what it looks like when I get back to GPT. So that's kind of what the screenshot looks like. That way we got our Fear and Greed, we got yesterday's and recent Fear and Greed Index, like related things, and then we also got the chart on here to show kind of like where it's been the last little bit, little history on it. Next we'll get that screenshot for the news. So go ahead and open back up Google here, and we're going to open up a new tab, and we're going to type in cryptocrap.com, and we'll go to today, the 16th, and it looks like we actually had a decent amount, yeah, of news. I mean, wow, that's a lot of orange there. So you had some orange here, and well, I don't know when it was. It says Oct data. So I don't know if that's October, maybe. Kind of interesting why I would say that. But we got some average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change. And then at 7:30 we had a couple of different earnings, employment changes, different things like that. 3 reds, 6 oranges, and 2 yellows is what we're looking at. So yellows are the least worrisome. That's just like the base level, like that's the lowest you can be, lowest impact the news could be. and then orange is like a medium, and then red is the highest. So we had a decent amount of news, honestly, at 7:30 coming out, and we're still going, it looks like, at 8:45. So it is something to pay attention to, because as we're looking at possibly trading here next little bit, that's something we want to be mindful of, because if we're jumping into a trade and some news comes out that says that, I don't know, something about, especially something about Bitcoin, then, well, and the chart decides to pump or dump or whatever, and you're going the opposite way, then you kind of get wrecked. So it's always good to watch out here for that kind of news and stuff like that. That's why we look it up. We don't really care too much about what the news is, just what the impact's going to be. And last but not least, we'll grab that bookmap screenshot here. So if you've never seen bookmap, looks just like this. It's a free indicator online. There is a paid version, but I believe you can download it for free still. Basically, you got all of the orders on the order book in here, and then it kind of figures out where the most orders are, and that's kind of the level it sets here. So red means more orders, yellow means a little bit less, and then blue is like the least amount of orders, before you just turn back to like the background color, and then that's just no orders. It looks like we have a little bit of orders below us, but really not a whole lot, just a little bit at 86,300 kind of level. So honestly, not a whole lot. Like, there's really nothing on bookmap today. Typically what you'll see is you'll see a level kind of forming like above it or below it, and that'll kind of tell us like, oh, you know, the market's, if we start to break up, then we'll probably go to this level or whatever. Like, that's kind of what we were looking for with bookmap. But obviously today, nothing like that. So just an average day. Could be because of the news, could be because of whatever, who knows. But that's kind of the thing. Nothing really like standing out there. So next we'll go to the different screenshots here. We'll start off with our 4 hour. And I already have my FRVP levels from yesterday on, so I'm going to go ahead and turn those off. And we'll zoom out just a smidge and get that chart autoed out. And then we can just go through and screenshot all 4 charts. We got the 4 hour there. Go to the 1 hour. Five minutes, the last one here. Alright. So we got all of our different screenshots in there. We got our 3 different, well, pretty much all of our screenshots, I guess. We got all 3 of our optional ones, and then all 4 of our chart screenshots we're looking at. So the next thing we're going to do is get the FRVP levels, and the way that I like to do this is type FRVP here, and then go down a line or 2 and say 24 hours, and that'll be the place where we'll put the levels. So volume area high is your first one, POC, and then volume area low, and then we'll do the same thing for the morning levels. Volume area high, volume control, volume area low. And then today we'll also throw in, well, I guess we'll be doing this all week, but today we'll be grabbing these weekly levels. Volume area high, volume control, volume area low. And then we'll also throw the 30-minute chart on here as well. So 30-minute candle and high and low. There we go. So now we have our different levels kind of just set up here, so we can go ahead and grab them from our charts and just dump them into here. It'll make it a little simpler on us as we kind of get into just being able to copy and paste them into here. So that's kind of start there that we're looking for. So we'll head on over to our actual charts here. Head on to the 1 hour, and this is just the easiest place that I have found to do your FRVP levels. Basically the way we do this is we go over to the tools over here on the left and go from across here down 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on that over button, click range volume profile, and then this is what you'll use here. And good way to, or the way that you want to do this is you're gonna go from 12 to 12 UTC. So today, today and here in Texas, that's going to be, we're at -6 UTC. So we're looking at 6 to 6 is what we're looking at. So we'll go from yesterday at 6 in the morning to today at 6. And these will be our 3 levels here. So now all we have to do is throw back on our 24-hour levels here, and we can just drag and drop them right onto the lines. So your volume area low will be that blue line, point of control is going to be the yellow, and your volume area high is going to be the red. You got to remember too that these lines here are going to be support and resistance line. So support are some of the lines that are below the price action. Price action's where price is currently on the chart, and then lines above price action are going to be resistance there. And the important thing to remember about support and resistance is that they actually are zones. So even if you're off here as you're kind of throwing your line on here, like even if you're like right there somewhere, I don't know, like that, something like that, you can still see the red through it obviously, but it's close enough that you're going to be pretty much right on the money whenever the price hits it. You might be like slightly off, but you just want to remember all of these lines we're drawn on here are more of zones than lines really. So just something to remember there, and some you don't have to worry about as you're kind of throwing them on, just because, you know, even if you're a little off, you're still probably pretty close. All right, next we're going to throw on the morning levels. So kind of the same thing, but instead of being 6 or 12 to 12 or 6 to 6, we're going to actually do 8 to 12. So for us, that'll be 2 to 6. Go ahead and click it and drag over to 2 o'clock this morning, or whatever it is on your current time zone. And once you're over it, all you have to do is just turn back on your lines again. If you don't have these lines, they're pretty easy to draw. It's just Alt-J, and then you can go ahead and edit it however you like. For me, I have mine in pink, and then I have some words on the right over there to kind of let me know what the chart is on, or what the level is I'm looking at. We'll just drag and drop them though, pretty simple, like you saw me do. Again, red is volume area high, yellow is POC, and blue is volume area low. Alright, we can go ahead and delete that FRVP level, because we're actually going to head on to the weekly now. And for the weekly levels, it's similar, so we'll just grab our tool again, and you can just double click on the candle from last week's candle basically. So that'll be oh, that was confusing. So for Monday the 8th week, that's what we're looking at for December. So we'll just throw the lines on there like that, and then you can have some weekly lines. Same thing, same deal. If you don't have them, just Alt J, you can put some on here. And then we're gonna go ahead and just drop them onto the levels here. Just like that. And once we get them all on there, we can go ahead and delete the tool again as well. Maybe. Go. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and turn all of my lines back on. And the way that I have mine set up, it's pretty easy to do this. So if you have your object tree open, you just kind of line them up 24-hour. It's very similar to how we lined them up in the GPT. Actually, you're just gonna line them up like 24-hour, volume area high, POC, volume area low. Then you do the morning, volume area high, POC, volume area low, and then lastly the weekly, same three. That's how I have mine set up on here, just so it's easy enough for me to grab the levels out of here. You're welcome to just find the line that you want and double click it. It could even be easier to do it in sections. It really doesn't matter. This is just the way that I do it, so I have mine all set up. That way I can just double click on them and grab the coordinates out here and put it into my GPT. So that's what we're going to be doing next, is getting those coordinates. So however you'd like to do it, basically you're going to access settings, either from clicking over here in the object tree, double clicking there, or you can click on the line and then click settings and grab the coordinates right there as well. More than likely you'll start in that style tab. You just click over to coordinates and there you go. But yeah, we'll run through it here. So I'm going to just start off with that 24-hour. Just continue to just run down the list really fast, grabbing all of them. Let me know if y'all have any questions or anything about any of this. Typically we try to respond pretty much to every comment on our videos, whether it's on the live or just on one of our other videos. If you have any questions, like anytime on any of our stuff, just go ahead and throw it in the comments. We'll try to get back to you as fast as we can. But yeah, I mean, on the live, it's the best place because, you know, I could just respond to you like right after you send it in. But you don't have to do it on the live. We will respond to comments too. Grab the weekly levels here, and then we'll be ready to move on to that 30-minute candle. Barry said don't forget to hit the likes, so make sure y'all hit those likes. Spirit Maker's already down there hitting them. Alright, so we got our different levels in there now. They're all kind of thrown in there. Next we'll throw that 30-minute in, and then our AI will be ready to run our market recap for us. So we'll head back here, go to that 30-minute chart. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my FRVP levels here, and honestly I'm gonna just go through and turn off these trend lines. Market is looking bullish today, huh? Up to 88.5, 89k. Possibly, we'll see. We'll have to jump into it here and see kind of what's going on. So basically for the 30-minute chart, we're gonna head to that 30-minute. Well, obviously we're gonna head to the 30-minute chart, and then we're gonna go to that 6:30 candle here. So right here, And basically what we'll do is we're going to just grab the high and the low. Up at top you can see the high and the low H and L with the numbers next to them. That's going to be the coordinates you want. You can do it there. Easier way that I found to do it is open up your object tree here, click on data window, and then you can grab the high and the low right up there. So we're looking at the high of 87,446. So we'll go back here, 87,446, and then we'll throw the last low on there. So the low will be 87,023. 87,023. All right, we got them all ready to go. So we'll just go ahead and send it in, and we'll see what our AI says about today. Yeah. Already provided it. Alright, what does it want now? The daily high time frame shells. Okay. So basically what it wants now is our high time frame shells. So we're gonna pull out the indicator here. If you guys haven't already seen our indicator, don't believe we've released it yet. Yeah, we haven't released it yet, but basically we got our indicator in here. So we got some different levels here for the market, all figured out basically by math. But you got your different levels here on the chart. So higher support and resistance kind of levels. Essentially, this is kind of what Bookmap is looking at when you get into it. They're actually pretty close to Bookmap levels, so that's kind of what we're doing there. But basically, you got your 4-hour supply here in red, you got your 4-hour demand here in green, and then your 1-hour supply is in orange, and 1-hour demand in blue. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at there with our indicator. Just a quick way to kind of see the supply and demand, what's the levels for today, kind of throw on there. Normally they line up pretty good too with the FRP levels here. I mean, look at that, crazy, huh? Got your, on the 4-hour supply, you got your POC volume area low or volume area high. The 1-hour supply, you got your volume area low on the bottom of it. 24-hour POCs right in the middle to 1-hour demand, or 1-hour demand, and then the 4-hour demand. You got that 24-hour volume area low right there. So crazy how that works, but they are on there. So with the indicator, all you have to do is just take a screenshot of this little thing in the upper right corner. So we'll grab that, throw it on there. Go ahead and turn our indicator back off, head back to our AI and throw it in there, and we'll see what it says. See if it likes that. Still wants something. It wants to break out side shelves above price action. Yeah, we'll just give it permission to get those 15-minute levels. Get the breakout and break down levels. Interesting. I don't know why it is doing this. All right. So we got our DMR here with the different levels. We got our high time frame support, different trade strategy outlooks, different news, stuff like that. Pretty much everything we gave it is in this report, all nice and clumped into one spot. So just easy to find. But basically what we'll do here is we'll go on to the we'll kind of just go back and go through the different time frames here: 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, and 5 minute. We'll run through those and then we'll jump on in to the rest of the DMR here. So starting off, we'll do a little of that TA there. So kind of pop back open our trading view here. We start off with that 4 hour. And I'm going to go ahead and actually leave my these levels on the chart. I'm going to go turn off the weekly levels. So, and in this, we can start. All right. So for the 4 hour, we got persistent downtrend BTC USDT trades below the 200 EMA with a clear sequence of lower highs. The recent bounces stall under the EMA cluster and momentum is still net bearish. Sweet. So overall it's saying we're still looking at that bearish momentum here. Possible pullback here to the 21 is kind of what I'm seeing on the 4 hour. So you're seeing a little bit of loss of momentum here on the MACD, as it's saying we're kind of turning here, maybe looking to that upside a little bit. RSI is kind of confirming that with getting near the bottom here. It's starting to see some of that chart kind of flatten out here as we look to kind of reverse back to the upside. Stoches as well are also curling to the upside. Not a huge deal. Stoches on the 4 hour, that's high time frame, so honestly not a big deal because it's just not a high time frame indicator really, at least the way we use it. So we're really looking at that MACD and the RSI. However, the stoches are confirming that, so could be a good confirmation, I guess, just on top of everything else that we are looking at a little bit of a pullback at least here, if not a little bit more. Sprint Maker was calling that 88.5 to 89k level. That would put us right in that 21 here on the 4 hour if we did that. So not a bad place to target right there. Yeah, that's a good call, Spirit Maker. Heading to the 1 hour here. For the 1 hour, the battle box says we have a short-term relief bounce from the 85k lows into the 86.7k range. Price remains below the 200 and the prior breakout zone. Structure is corrective inside a larger downtrend. Okay, wow. So basically what it's saying, we're seeing this downtrend here. You're seeing a lot of down price action. We're starting to see this little bit of a bounce here, but we're looking like we're just kind of forming a little bit of some kind of pattern here, looking to drop even lower than we already have. So are we going to pull back? Yeah. Are we going to continue lower? And that's what it's kind of looking like right now, to be honest. We saw a little bit of loss of momentum on this up move yesterday. Oh, I mean last candle, not yesterday. Last candle. Kind of started to get that loss of momentum there, but we're recovering it now. and we actually are almost doing a bullish engulfing candle. That's when the green candle out, like when you have a decent sized, well, technically red candle, but for me they're white. So decent sized sell candle, and then you come back with the buy candle, and you actually get a bigger candle than the sell candle that was decent. That'd be a bullish engulfing, rather than a bearish engulfing would be the opposite there. So we got our bullish engulfing candle almost there. Hasn't closed yet, so you can't really call it a bearish engulfing yet, I guess. We still got about 30 minutes on that candle, so we'll see what happens there. You are seeing RSI, you're seeing the 21 curl up under price action, so that's showing us some strength here as we look to bounce up. Could see a breakup and kind of smack into that 90 level, really, especially if we get up to that 89 level. You could definitely see a spike up, hit that 2200 here on the 1 hour before we break back down. That's typically what happens whenever you see the 21 curl like this, is we come back to that 21 or 200. Alright, so that's kind of what we're looking at there for today. So we'll head to that 15-minute next. For the 15-minute, the battle walk says we have a squeeze off session lows into the 4-hour trend line, the MA cluster, then the 4-hour trend line / MA cluster. Then we have a sharp rejection. MACD has rolled over from a strong positive swing, showing intraday momentum cooling. Interesting. So we kind of got that breakdown here, flipped, and now we're starting to show some signs of wanting to actually break up instead of break down. We are in between the 21 and the 200, so that's typically a neutral zone here on any of the charts, but especially the 15-minute. That's a neutral sign for us. Rather than if it's below, we're looking for a short, above, we're looking for a long. Right now it's kind of just neutral here, so we're not 100% sure which way we're going to go with this one yet. You are seeing the stoches kind of curl back up, showing that loss of momentum to the bear side here. RSI is retracing back to its slower moving average, so honestly that's not looking great. We are pretty topped out on the RSI, so really the only place that we can go is down instead of up. Did get a little bit of bearish divergence there as well. Nothing crazy, but still it's there, so something to watch for. Stoches are also kind of curling, looking like they're going to fire up, possibly give us a little breakout here out of the 200, above the 200, but we'll see. Yeah, nothing crazy, honestly. It's not a great sign when that kind of stuff doesn't like line up. Like, I mean, I guess it kind of lines up. You can see the MACD is kind of topped out as well, so really we're looking for a retrace, probably bounce off there, honestly, and continue down. So really, will we get above this 200 here on the 15? Probably not. Probably going to come up, bounce off of it, maybe come back down, set up a little bit more, and then take off. But as of right now, are we going to take off of it? Probably not. That'll probably be where we hit for right now, that 87 level. Unless the news at 8:45 kind of spikes it. No, that's kind of what we're looking at. 5 minute. So for 5 minute, the battle box says we have a micro uptrend from the 85.5k level. We shifted into the pullback mode. Stoches and MACD turned down from the overbought, and price snapped back towards the 5 EMA stack after the spike. Alright, so this is probably the spike it's talking about. We came back, we're back into that EMA cluster, and then now we're kind of breaking out of it. Honestly, whenever you give the screenshots like this, the battle box tends to be a little bit behind because, you know, 5 minute, make a new candle every 5 minutes. So if you take more than, like, I don't know, more than 3 minutes to kind of just like grab it, then, you know, it's gonna be too long. So you're gonna have to kind of just jump into it. Yeah, but basically you're gonna end up being like a candle or two behind in data, just because the battle box is running off of when you send it a screenshot, which could have been, I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago, especially if you do the screenshots at the beginning of the when you're grabbing all of the battle box stuff there. But for me, I kind of do it like in the middle, so it's honestly, it's not that big of a deal, even if you're off a little bit. You're gonna kind of have to learn how to do some TA as well. Even though the battle box is kind of doing some, you're gonna have to learn how to read the market on your own, especially so you can kind of fact check the battle box a little bit, but mostly because that's just how you're gonna read the market. Essentially though, we got that breakdown here. We're kind of coming back up almost to the line here, still technically in that downtrend as of right now, until we get that break above the 87,300 range. So MACD is turning back to bullish here. We fired 3 candles ago. Doesn't say a whole lot because it's not really, it's strong for right now, but this candle could honestly flip to the other side. We could see loss of momentum here on the MACD. RSI is still showing some downward pressure, but we are starting to get that curl to the upside, so possible a little break up here on the 5 minute really fast before we continue down. Same with Stoches. They have a little bit more room, but honestly they're pretty topped out as well, so will we even get that? I don't know. That could be it. You know, that could be the last little bit of the move there. Looking to break down here pretty fast. So I don't know. Gonna be watching it here. It's honestly nothing crazy happening. No crazy price action. No crazy anything really. I guess crazy news today, so we'll see about that. That could also take effect here in the next couple minutes, so that is something to be mindful of as we're watching this, especially these shorter time frames here. Yeah, so kind of just looking to see which way we're gonna get that break here. Are we going to break to the upside, break to the downside? The upside is looking more likely, kind of like Spirit Maker was calling out. So we're not looking like we're going to run like this second, but we could definitely see a little bit of pullback here on, especially on the 15 minute. We get a little bit more momentum here, and then kind of we'll see this kind of pattern form here with the moving averages, and we might see that play out there. So kind of sideways, and then we'll get that breakout there. That's a possibility there. Yeah, you could also get the breakdown here, kind of retest some of these lower levels, and then get that kind of reset up what we already have here and just have some better indicators, and we'll take off from there. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So yeah, up trade is what I'm looking at. Again, not here for financial advice, we're just here for educational purposes only, but that is the trade that I would be looking at today, honestly, or the trade I will be looking at today. There is a possible downside, I guess. If you broke down here, you'd really need to break. at least the 85.6 level, possibly the 24-hour level. So just watch for that, get that breakdown, retest, and then we'll take it down. If not that level, then we're looking for the breakup, retest of the 87,500 level / the 215, and we'll get that retest of that and continue to the upside, get up to that 80. What was it? 80? Was it 88.9? Yeah, 80. I don't know, 89. Yeah, 89 level. Maybe a spike to 90. You know, at that. What was it? Was it the 1 hour? Yeah, 1 hour 200 there at 90, or just the 4 hour 21 here at 88.5. Breakdown level. Oh, thanks, Spirit Maker. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So, whichever way we go, we got a plan for both ways. That's the best way to play the market. Always plan for either kind of weather. That way you're not disappointed. But we are thinking, you know, we're leaning more towards that bullish weather today. So that's kind of what the market's telling us. So that's what we're looking at. That's the TA that we're reading. We'll see if we're right or not as the market kind of goes on. But that's what I would be looking at today. That's what we're looking at for Kabroda. But yeah, thanks for coming and watching the stream. We'll be live again here on Wednesday. It is Tuesday today. We'll be live on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So make sure you jump in, check us out. Yeah, and then again, just please like and subscribe. Really helps our channel continue, helps us get some videos out to people. Our goal is to help people learn to trade. So just getting our videos out to people and getting more attention on them is really the best way to do that. So yeah, please throw that out. And then yeah, we do have our indicator coming out pretty soon. Well, indicator and our GPT indicator as well. The new battle box is coming out. It will be a paid version, but make sure you all stay tuned for that because you're not going to want to miss it. Yeah, check out our recap at 10. Otherwise, thank y'all for watching. We will catch y'all tomorrow at 8. Yeah, happy trading to y'all. See y'all then. Bye.